The brightest talent and most promising players from around the globe converge on Canterbury this week for the co-sanctioned Pegasus New Zealand Women's Open. It's an impressive field that includes defending champion Laura Davies. And for former European Tour pro Liz McKinnon, there's plenty to admire about this year's lineup.
You can't beat LD. She's a lot of fun to go out and watch. She hits it huge. She's so carefree and relaxed, and she's a lot of fun to watch. So I hope a lot of people will come out and support her. She loves Pegasus, so it's great that she's coming back. Pernilla Lindberg's back, a Swede. She had a fantastic last round last year, shot a really low 63 to actually zoom her up the leaderboard to second place. So she's got fond memories of Pegasus and loves the Kiwi, so she's coming back.
A local star sure to shine after impressing as top amateur at the Australian Ladies Masters is Cecilia Cho.
I love the way these young players, like Cecilia at 16 years of age, they have no fear.
Cho finished ahead of 8 of the top 10 players in the world and is one of 14 New Zealanders who will tee it up at their National Open.
A really strong Kiwi field. Catherine Bristow, who's had a partly exempt LPGA Tour card last season, will be leading the Kiwis' way, along with Sarah Nicholson, Phyllis Metty, myself, Angela, Wendy Hawkes. So there's a lot of Kiwi pros to go out there and support.
But the local favourite is bound to be teenage sensation Lydia Ko, who'll be looking for revenge against the golfer who just pipped her at the New South Wales Open.
Caroline Hedwell from Sweden. She was the one that just defeated Lydia at the New South Wales Open a couple of weeks ago. So that was her rookie win, and she finished top of the LET Tour School in November. So she's definitely going to be one to watch out for. There's also the Spanish Belén Mozo, and she's highly rated by Greg Norman coming into these events, and she finished highly up on the LPGA and LET School. So I think the boys might like going out and watching her too. I think she's quite a hot Spaniard, and I'm sure she'll show some great golf skills as well.
More than enough reason for the galleries to turn up in numbers, as they did for the 2010 Pegasus New Zealand Women's Open, where Lydia Ko became the youngest ever player to make a cut in an LET event. The pint-sized 12-year-old from North Harbour would finish in a share of 7th place in a performance that gained international acclaim. Aussie Sarah Kemp began the final round with a one-shot lead and signalled her intentions early on as her lead doubled. The leader looked comfortable early on, but there was a long way to go. The expected move from Laura Davies came at the 7th, when she made a long-range birdie to get within 1. But Sarah Kemp, the highly rated Aussie who plies her trade on the LPGA Tour, would respond in kind and keep her 2-shot lead intact. Moving ahead to the long par 4 12th, and Davies started to come into her own. She made this long-range putt for birdie to get into a share of the lead in what was a big moment in the final round. Kemp was under pressure on the 13th, but she managed to find bunker shot that hit the pin to save her par. Meantime, the defending champion Frenchwoman Gladys Nocera would shoot a final round 67, but it wasn't enough as she finished tied for 5th. Back with the leaders, and Kemp missed her late chance here on the 15th to get back in a share of the lead. Davies led by 1 shot heading down the par 5 16th and looked to put the title beyond doubt. Her approach shot set up the defining moment of last year's tournament, and it was one that the Briton took full advantage of to secure a 2-shot lead with 2 holes remaining. Her 9-under par total was good enough to secure her 78th title around the world. After a disappointing showing at Clearwater in 2009, Davies had bounced back in spectacular style by winning the inaugural Pegasus New Zealand Women's Open. It was a popular result among the thousands of fans in Christchurch.
I'm delighted, you know. I've always loved winning national opens, and I can now add the New Zealand Open to some national opens from around the world. And it's a hard course, it was hard conditions, and you really feel like you've achieved something when you win on a course like this.
One of the sport's greats winning on New Zealand soil in 2010.